Hello, everyone. This is the Insert Title Show, and I am your host, Wolf Strife. On this episode, I'm going to be showing you basically every single World War One book that I have. Yeah, kind of a crazy idea for an episode, but seeing how the 100th anniversary of the end of the war is coming up, I figured, might as well try and do some World War One episodes, I guess. I'm going to start off with the books that I have that I have actually read. Then I'll go through the ones that I have yet to read. Naturally, there are plenty of World War One books that I still need to get and read, but yeah, this is what I got. So let's start off with the graphic novels. Tardy's World War One. This is a very, very nice collection. I think this came out in 2014 to commemorate the start of World War One. There's actually two graphic novels they did. The first one was The War of the Trenches, and then the sequel was Goddamn This War, which is a pretty good title, I think. Yeah, very very excellent graphic novels. I like his first one more. It was The War of the Trenches. I just think that that's his. I just think that that's Tardy's masterpiece, and goddamn, this war was pretty good too. Definitely had a lot of European cynicism in it and stuff. I mean, it was a very, very dark graphic novel, and so was this one. I mean, just look at these. Yeah, very, very nice artwork, very accurate, and just pretty crazy book or graphic novel to go through. But yeah, I mean, just the artwork alone was really, really nice and very accurate too. I mean, yeah, yeah, this was a really good one. I need to read this again. I probably read this in 2014 and haven't read it since. But yeah, there's a French Renault tank. So yeah, very good stuff. Yeah, and the sequel, God damn, this war was actually done in color, which was interesting. It was good. I mean, it just was kind of just showing just how rough the war was. Kind of in the same vein of the first one, but I think the first one was just just more of a unique masterpiece. But yeah, the artwork is good, the writing is good. I mean, it's just a really really good graphic novel. And there's actually a ton of really good World War One graphic novels out there, especially coming out of Europe, especially. I need to get some. I was actually on Amazon France a couple of weeks ago, and I came across a graphic novel series that I kind of want to get. Not that I know how to read in French, but yeah, I can figure it out. But yeah, this is a very, very nice collection. I would definitely recommend you get Tardy's World War One if you're interested. I'm pretty sure it's still available on Amazon. That's where I got it. I think I got it for Christmas 2014. Yeah, this is definitely one of my prized books. I'm not sure what to call it, book collections or I don't know, prized possessions in the field of graphic novels. Yeah, let's go with that. Sounds a little more fancy. Here's another book. It's a little one. Basically, it's about the Schlieffen plan. I found this book to be kind of boring, just kind of dry. Well, it was basically statistics and information, so nothing really that entertaining in it, but it had some good information in it. It was just kind of, not exactly an exciting read, but it was good. Definitely made me understand it a lot better and stuff. It's kind of interesting how the author's theories on what the Germans could have done differently to maybe have their plan succeed. Like maybe if they had produced, instead of made submarines, maybe if they had used the metal and supplies to make trucks so that their soldiers could have moved into France faster, maybe that could have helped them a lot. But then, Newton's law of whatever, basically every action has a equal and opposite reaction or something like that. Yeah, let's see, what is it? Every action has a opposite. No, yeah, it's equal reaction to it. Oh, fucking hell, what is it? I don't remember Newton's law, but basically every action has a reaction that is equal to the same amount of, force or whatever used. And basically, he thinks, well, the French would have went, oh, okay, the Germans are making a lot of trucks. Well, hell, why don't we make a lot of trucks? So yeah, it's just kind of interesting read. Definitely made you think, what could the Germans have done, or what could the Allies have done, or the Entente to defeat the Germans faster than they did. But yeah, whatever. Now, here's a really, really good book. Ernst Junger's Storm of Steel. I think in German it's Stellgewehren or something. This is an excellent, excellent book. This is kind of considered to be more of a pro-war kind of book. Not really pro-war. I think Ernst Junger, who was a German soldier and a damn good one, he was actually the youngest man to ever be awarded the Pour le Mérite. And, he fought from 1914 to basically the end of the war. And this is kind of his biography, diary, I guess you could say, from the war. And it's definitely a fascinating read, and he's an excellent author. And it's considered to be more pro-war than most other books because he kind of talks about the good things that he gained from the war, like a sense of being and excitement and just, living basically. But, he definitely had his scars after the war. In fact, after the war, he kind of dabbled in drugs a lot and stuff. And he was actually good friends with the doctor who invented LSD. So the two of them would experiment with that stuff a lot. So, yeah, he was a fascinating man, and I think he was also the last man who was awarded the Pour le Mérite to die. I think he lived to be like 101 or something. Yeah, fascinating, fascinating man. Now, on the flip side, here's All Quiet on the Western Front. Definitely an excellent book. I really, really love this book. And the author, Erich Maria Remarque, was also a World War I veteran. Even though it's a fictional story, it's, pretty accurate to what German soldiers would have went through on the Western Front. And this one's considered to be like the ultimate anti-war novel. So I definitely made sure to read this and Storm of Steel together, just because, they have two sides of the same coin, basically. Duality, And this is an excellent book. Definitely a must read for anybody wanting to learn more about World War One. And the movie, the original, I think it was, what was that, 1931 movie, is one of my favorite war movies of all time. So definitely check that out too. Now, here, in my opinion, is the ultimate end-all, be-all anti-war novel. This is Johnny Got His Gun. Definitely a terrifying book to read just because of how crazy it is. I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm actually working on a review of the book right now, but this is the book that inspired Metallica's song One and their music video. Actually, the music video took footage from the movie. I actually like the movie more than the book, but the book is, really, really good and also very terrifying. Just the kind of crazy injuries that soldiers could receive in World War One. Okay, The Price of Glory. This is probably my favorite World War One book that is just written about one battle, These other books so far are like the whole war or, the Schlieffen Plan and stuff. But this book is just about the Battle of Verdun. And this is an excellent book. This Alistair Horan did an incredible job. This is the ultimate Verdun book to read. So if you want to learn more about the Battle of Verdun, which was the longest battle in history, by some marks, this is definitely the book to read about it. So, definitely check that out. Here's a little book I read a couple of years ago. Basically, World War One short stories. I actually don't remember too many of the stories, but seeing how a lot of these stories were written at or a little bit after the war, just the writing style I found interesting, and the use of language and stuff was interesting. But I mean, it was okay. Nothing really too memorable about it, though. And here we go, The Red Fighter Pilot, the autobiography of the Red Baron. I found this to be kind of an interesting book. Basically, the Red Baron wrote this, I think, in, God, was it 1917? Oh, shortly before his death in 1918. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this was kind of interesting. I mean, the reason why it was written was for propaganda reasons. So, Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, couldn't go into too much, detail and stuff. But I mean, it was kind of interesting, but not not really one of the best biographies I've ever read. But it was all right. All right, Seven Pillars of Wisdom. I guess these are the books now that I have not read. Still need to read this one. It's supposed to be an excellent book, but it's a big one. But yeah, I definitely want to read this book one of these days. I'm definitely fascinated by T.E. Lawrence and Peter O'Toole on some of the special. I think it was one of the special features of the movie Lawrence of Arabia. Talked about how T.E. Lawrence is just an excellent author and just one of the great writers of his era. So yeah, I can't wait to go through this. Just all the adventure and just all the crazy stuff that T. Lawrence went through. And I kind of want to see how it stacks up against the movie, Lawrence of Arabia. But yeah, I can't wait to read this one. Kind of running out of room where to place all these. Yeah, here's another one I need to read, Lawrence in Arabia. If you walk around Borders, or, well, Borders isn't around anymore, but if you walk around like Barnes & Noble, you're definitely going to see this book in the history section. I guess it's supposed to be a good one. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but looks good. Another big book on Lawrence. Hopefully it's a good one. I think it's kind of supposed to be more about the campaign itself and just kind of the military exploits and just all the stuff going on around Lawrence. So it should be pretty interesting. Now, I got this at a small bookstore. I think it was going out of business, but I mean, it looked good. And I mean, shit, yeah, anything that's T. Lawrence related, I'm definitely going to get. So this is probably more about his exploits, military exploits, and maybe his tactics and stuff, which would be very interesting. But yeah, I'll get around to that one of these years. Naturally, I kind of wanted to read all of these between 2014 and 2018, but it's been a busy 4 years, needless to say. Now, here's a very, very lovely book. I think this is from Yale, University of Yale, or Yale University, whatever the fuck they call themselves, Ivy League stuck-up bastards. But yeah, anyway, this book is about the soldier Louis Barthas. I definitely have heard about this guy a lot. This is supposed to be a really, really important, I guess, memoir. So I definitely want to get around to this one of these days. And poilu is what the French soldiers at the front were called. Basically means hairy ones, just because, I mean, these guys were dirty, unkempt, and just, look where they're having to live. So, yeah, I can't wait to read that one. Hopefully it's pretty good. And I got this book at a used bookstore called Second and Charles. Definitely one of my favorite bookstores. It sounded interesting. I mean, I don't really know what it's about other than I think it's about a spy ring or a sabotage group from Germany that was sent into New York City to cause as much damage as they could. So, should be an interesting read. And oddly enough, Germany did that a few times in World War One and World War Two. In fact, I think in World War Two, the Italian mafia caught a couple of the Nazi saboteurs and took care of them. Yeah, wouldn't want to be those krauts. Now, this book looks really, really good. This is basically combat history of the First World War, and yeah, I can't wait to read this one. Basically, just goes through, the Western Front, the Italian Front, Mesopotamia. So, yeah, I can't wait to get around to this one. That was definitely one I wish I'd read this year, but kind of busy, kind of busy. Now, I kind of started this one. I'm actually, yeah, here's my bookmark. So I guess I'm about, I don't know, maybe a third or a quarter of the way through it. And it's Eddie Rickenbacker's biography or autobiography. And it's pretty interesting. I definitely am enjoying it. It's kind of boring, but I mean, Eddie Rickenbacker is just a fascinating guy. I mean, he was a race car driver before the war and then became America's greatest fighter pilot until, God, what was the guy's name? Bong in World War II? Yeah, Bong. Great name for a fighter pilot. Yeah, God, I can't remember Bong's first name, but yeah, I think Bong is the highest scoring fighter ace in American history. But yeah, Eddie Rickenbacker got like 26 kills in I think 4 months during World War One. So yeah, he was a badass. Very interesting guy. Oh yeah, there he is on the back. There he is old. There he is young. Pretty cool. Yeah, he was a fascinating guy. He actually owned his own airlines for a while. I think it was TWA. Yeah. Now here's another biography on Eddie Rickenbacker. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll get around to that one too one of these days. Yeah, it's definitely going to take me a lifetime of reading to go through all of these books on the Great War, but yeah, I got a lifetime to do it. Now, this book looks pretty interesting. I think I got this at a used bookstore too, maybe Second and Charles. Now, I could kind of consider this one an information book, but I think I called it a novel just because, there's a lot of words. But yeah, kind of flipping through it looks more like an informational book, but I don't know. Looks pretty good though. I'll definitely have to check that out. And here's another one, The Great War in Africa. Now, I'm very interested to check this out. I think I got this at Second and Charles too, used. The African front is definitely underappreciated, undershown. Yeah. So I definitely want to check this out, learn more about it. But yeah, there were definitely some interesting battles, and the armies in Africa were fascinating. The Askari troops and, just all that. And, you had Vorbeck and all those guys. So, yeah, definitely an interesting setting. Okay, here's some books I'm currently reading. The Guns of August. I really love this book, and it's definitely a classic. Let's see, I'm using my Borders receipt. I bought this book like 15 years ago or whatever. I guess I'm about a third of the way through. It's a really good book. There's a lot of information, a lot of interesting anecdotes and quotes and everything. It's just, it's just one of those books that's just going to take me forever to get through. I think I started reading this in August of 2014. And, it just keeps going on and on. A lot of words and a lot of pages, but it's really good. Very interesting. I definitely want to get through this book one day. And here's another book I got at Second and Charles. This one is really, really good. In fact, I'm going through it right now. I think I only got about 80 pages to go on it, and I'll do a book review of this. But yeah, 11th month, 11th day, 11th hour, Armistice Day, 1918. This is a very good overall description of the Great War. A lot of good anecdotes and very interesting book. I'll do more of a review of that later. But yeah, really good book. Hopefully I can finish that in a couple of days. All right, last but not least, I'm going to show you my information books, as I like to call them. It's kind of a nice way of saying picture books, I guess. Coming back bastards. Yep. God. These books are freaking heavy. Yeah, kind of running out of room here to keep all of these. Alright, here's a good one. The War to End All Wars. Yeah, basically this was a book that went along with a documentary series I never saw, but it was basically World War One in color, I guess. And it's a very nice book. I think I got it at like Barnes and Noble, and yeah, it's basically World War One in color, so pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I've really gone through it yet, though. Kind of been sitting on it, but yeah, I'll go through it one of these days. Wish I had more time to do these kinds of things. Yeah, I think here's a little Time magazine I got. Guess I got this in 2014. Yeah, little thing they had come out. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I think they did this for the American Civil War too. Time magazine. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, they do these magazines, special edition magazines every now and then. Like I think I got one for the invasion of Iraq and stuff. Now here's a big book. Yeah, DK's World War One. This is a very nice information book. Trying to do this without smacking my camera or something. Yeah, these books are really, really big. Yeah, this is a very nice one. Yeah, see, there's Gallipoli, I think. Yeah, just a very nice information book. I'm pretty sure you can. Pretty sure you can still get this one on Amazon and at bookstores. Okay, last but definitely not least, The Western Front Companion by Mark Atkin. This is an excellent book, just like all of Mark Atkin's books. This is probably the book that if you want to learn about World War One, at least as far as military stuff goes, this is definitely the one to go with. I mean, it shows you tactics, it shows you the modern day battlefield, see, and just everything, the weapons, the stormtroopers, just everything, the commanders, the formations, the maps. I mean, this is the be all end all World War One book. Definitely a fascinating book. Ton of information. Just holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, there's the guy that started it all. Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie, I think. Sophia, something like that. So yeah, definitely a good book to end on. Okay, good God, there's all my World War One books. Did not realize I had so many World War One books, but seeing how, when 2014 came around, I definitely knew I wanted to learn as much as I could about the war because, it's the 100th anniversary, so. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want these books, go look for them. I'm sure you can get them either new or used on Amazon or eBay, so definitely check them out if you want to, or, you can probably also get some on barnesandnoble.com, but yeah, I really like these books, and it's definitely a decent collection. I'm not going to say it's the ultimate World War One collection. So, if you guys have any suggestions for other books I should check out about the Great War, definitely let me know. I'm definitely not the know-it-all here. I just kind of bought books that sounded good, looked good, and had good reviews. So, yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section. Oh, wait, I actually just noticed this other book. Oh, yeah. So, here's last but not least. I don't even know where the hell I got this, but it's a really, really cool book. Basically, it's the front pages of the New York Times for the World Wars. So, it actually has the front page covers of New York Times for World War One and World War Two. Yeah, this was very interesting. I don't know where the hell I got this, but I'll roll with it. Like, here we go. What was this? June 20. Shit, I can't even see that. June 28th, I'm going to go with. Yeah, Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophia were assassinated. Austria formally declares war on Serbia. Not sure if that's how it's spelled. Pretty sure that's supposed to be a B, but whatever. Yeah, Russia gets ready. Yeah, this is actually really, really cool. Yeah. And here we go. Yeah. Germany declares war on Russia. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really fascinating. I'm sure somebody's got an updated version of this. I think this copy, yeah, 1976. I'm sure there's an updated version of this. Oh, yeah. Wow, this is cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah, definitely try and get your hands on that if you can. But yeah, guys, yeah, if you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comment section. But yeah, I think that's a pretty decent World War One collection. So if you saw any books you want to get, definitely get them. And I'll see you guys next time. So take it easy.